that's the kind of thing you can't even think about. 'Cause when you think about that, it's just like, could ruin your year. What's up, guys? Derek, OnePlateSmartDates.com. Today we're going to be talking about some finance and business related content. If you guys want more of this, let me know in the comments down below. As I kind of become more vetted in different industries and develop businesses and whatnot, I feel more and more interested in this kind of stuff, and obviously my own personal experiences with financial management and shit like that. I'm starting to learn quite a bit of things at an expedited rate. And today we're going to be talking about my giant fucking nuke to my portfolio in the past few weeks. And as you would expect, guess what the fucking cause of it was? Cryptocurrency. So this is a hot topic right now because everything is absolutely shitting the bed. If you go to CoinMarketCap, it is fucking blood red all the way down the charts. This whole thing is just crashing into the abyss. And am I selling? I have had, now again, my portfolio is positioned where, and by the way, this is just like liquid capital. I am not going to refer to, I don't even know how to, I wouldn't even want to begin to try and quantify like what Gorilla Mind is or what Merrick Health is right now. So like, this is just like me, More Plate Smart 8 stuff, liquid stuff, like how much of my portfolio is literally liquid, and in crypto, it's about 10%, or at least it was until a couple of weeks ago. So in the past couple of weeks, things have absolutely shit the fucking bed to the point that it has slashed my holdings from 10% of my portfolio to about 5% of my portfolio. And I barely talk about this shit, but people ask me a lot, to be honest, ever since I put up, like I talk about it in passing sometimes on Instagram stories. By the way, follow me there if you haven't. I'm Replace Smart 8. I talked about a basic attention token back in 2017. That was like my, it's not like a shit coin, but it was like my like alt that I was hoping was gonna like blow up. And to be honest, it was kind of based on, interestingly enough, a browser that a lot of people are telling me to use, and I've had downloaded since 2017, called Brave browser, which would prevent me from getting fucking annihilated by the Daily Mail ads. So you think I would have implemented it by now, but instead I'm still using an ad blocker on Chrome. So anyways, like that is one of my main things. Bitcoin's one of my main things. Ethereum. I also have a bit of Ripple, which, to be honest, was more of a on the whim choice. I have no Dogecoin, none of that. Interestingly enough, though, I have a friend who had a fuck ton of Doge. I remember literally being in his place at least 4 years ago now, and he had like cutouts of each cryptocurrency that he, was invested in, and he was telling me about this like meme of a fucking coin 4 years ago, like before this, blowing up was ever a thing. And he had a lot of it, and it was at, such a minuscule price at the time that now I can imagine that amount of Doge would be worth fucking, I don't know, dude, millions without a doubt. But he ended up exchanging it all, as far as I know, for Bitcoin, which that's the kind of thing you can't even think about. When you think about that shit, it's just like, could ruin your year, thinking about that kind of thing. It's like, how would you predict that some random shitcoin would blow up into this whole thing? So anyways, I didn't get in on the Doge, the Doge ramp up or anything. I have a little bit of Monero, and that is about it. So I'm not really like super diversified in crypto. And to be honest, as far as like my strategy towards it, it's very, very similar to my strategy when it comes to normal investing. Well, actually not really, because I dollar cost average into things like the S&P 500. And with this, I don't really dollar cost average. Instead, I just aggressively got in 2017 when I had severe FOMO. Fortunately, my FOMO was occurring before the kind of like peak and the crash. So I sort of got in like not at the best time, but at a reasonably okay time, at least relative now in terms of, proportionally, it was a very good time. But, back then it was, not super great, but I did have a little bit of Bitcoin from the good old UGL days. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you will know how useful Bitcoin was as far back as like, I don't know, like 2014, 2015, shit like that, when I was into the UGL stuff. And, you know, when you make purchases, it is something that is in general more easily facilitated through the good old BTC. So anyways, I had some of that, which is kind of fucking nutty in hindsight when you think of all the times you went to buy like a bottle of buy a Trembolonia sandwich, and it, you know, it was like, you know, a few $100 for a Bitcoin back then. And it's like, wow, if I fucking just stocked up. And you even thought back then, you're like, this stuff has utility. Like, I'm literally using it to buy sandwiches. And, you know, you didn't have the foresight to just stock up on them, even though you knew you were probably going to buy more sandwiches in the future. Instead, you just bought just enough to get your sandwich, and that was it. So anyways, I didn't do a whole lot of stocking up back like fucking almost a decade ago, or whenever Bitcoin came out, when it was still actually being useful for getting sandwiches and shit like that. But, you know, I did sort of get in a bit heavier in 2017-ish, maybe like late 2016 as well, but more so 2017 when things kind of like ramped up. And this, to be honest, what's going on now like reminds me sort of that time back in the 2017 when everyone had the FOMO and then shit like blew up and then it kind of like crashed again. Like, this is very, very deja vu. And, but again, my position really hasn't changed significantly. I got a bit more Bitcoin since then. That's basically it though. And I've been kind of just holding the entire time, or, you know, hodling, you know, as they say. So for me, am I like super, you know, aggressive into it? No. But am I super like averse to it? No. I'm like, I think it has long-term potential, obviously, or else I would have sold all my shit a while ago. But I don't have like some crazy strategy. Like, I have a lot of friends who trade this stuff on a daily basis, and I can't even imagine sitting at my computer and trying to watch the fucking market go up and down and trying to time shit. Especially with the fees the way they are now for Bitcoin and whatnot. It's like, I'm just chilling, dude. So hopefully things bounce back. But as of now, that is a significant fucking hit to my portfolio. And I try to just forget it exists, to be honest. Like, that's kind of the best way I can advise thinking about crypto, unless you're like an active trader, is, or any investment, to be honest, is like, get it and then forget it, unless you are, you know, into the volatility and trying to, you know, peak, you know, time your sells and time your buys and shit. Like, to be honest, I just kind of like, I don't know. I kind of just like went with the flow. Like, I went pretty aggressive off the bat when I got in, because I was like, I don't know. I just like had severe FOMO to the point where I was like, okay, it's definitely going to blow up at some point and it's just a matter of time. So I got to get in now. And, you know, I'm glad I did now. At the time, it seemed like I was late as fuck to the party back in like 2016, 2017, especially considering all the sandwiches I had bought previously at a price of, you know, a few $100. It was really hard to justify paying, you know, whatever, like 10 times the price for one Bitcoin. You know, it gets really annoying when you see the price and you're like, well, fuck, I could have got it for this price back then and I can't. For some reason, it's a lot harder to wrap your head around. Even if you know it's going to go higher, you just feel like you're getting like ripped off. But that was not the good mindset to have. And like, frankly, it's probably not a good mindset to have now, even though that's sort of how I'm viewing it. I'm seeing like a $35,000 price and I'm like, fuck, like, wasn't that long ago I was buying it for like, you know, 2 to 3K, and now it's 35. Like, it makes it pretty hard to justify, you know, pouring more into it. But I don't know, you know, for all we know, this could be a steal right now. Am I going harder into it and buying, you know, this dip? No, I'm not. I am sort of just holding my position. I don't really know where things are going to go though. But, you know, one thing I will probably try to introduce is at least having my businesses accept crypto as a means of payment. Not all of them, of course, but, you know, the supplement company in general, I'm thinking of trying to implement some sort of cryptocurrency for, you know, accepting purchases and whatnot. So that might be a way to accumulate some crypto and have a more progressive style of, you know, selling products. I'll have to see if that's even, you know, allowed with the credit card processors and whatnot. But if so, we have experimented with that before with Gorilla Mind, and I may see if we can reintroduce that in some capacity, because I would, it'd be nice to accept at least, you know, like Bitcoin and Ethereum or something, because people do appreciate that, you know, guys who are big into crypto. I know I'd appreciate it too. So that might be something to look forward to. But in general, that is my current stance on where I'm at with crypto as far as my allocation of my crypto portfolio, of how much is in each. It is majority Bitcoin, probably like 60%. Then I think it's like 30% basic attention token. Then it's like, actually no, maybe it's like 20% basic attention token, maybe like 10% Ethereum. And then like, I don't know, 10% Litecoin, Monero, Ripple, with the majority of that 10% being Litecoin, if I recall correctly. So I really haven't changed. I did a video like 4 years ago on the BAT, and then I might have talked about my other stuff at the time too, but that's like, it's basically been the same shit. And I'm just kind of hodling like, you know, that's all I'm doing. And that is the easiest way for me to approach, you know, investing. Because anytime I start to overthink shit and start to have to sit there and monitor it, it's too much of a time suck to be valuable at that point. You know, I guess, you know, some people have the appetite for, you know, watching the markets and timing the shit, but in general, unless there's like a massive like news break that I can predict is going to be a fucking huge hit, and I know the timing is like idiot proof, I will just sit clear. And oftentimes even the idiot proof stuff I still sit clear of just in case, because I just like don't want to concern myself with like logging into shit, dealing with fees. Like from Canada, it's actually pretty complicated when it comes to corporate structure, selling shit that you own in the States, and then, you know, having your different companies, like the way the fucking funds flow. It's such a nightmare when you're in Canada, when you're working with businesses in the States. So anyways, that is a bit of a tangent, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that little, honestly, just kind of like a little glimpse into stuff in my life that I don't often talk about. I don't know if that was interesting to you. If it was, let me know. Perhaps I can get into more specifics about, you know, my companies in the future, or, you know, stuff I do for business and whatnot, rather than just talking about, you know, pharmacology and endocrinology and fucking, you know, gyno all the time. Let me know. You know, I have more interests that, you know, go outside the scope of general, the general stuff that I talk about that I'm passionate about. I do try to learn and consume a lot of entrepreneurial related content. And I think I'm becoming more and more like, I don't know, qualified to sort of like give my insight on it now that I've kind of exposed myself to it for many, many years, and have sort of been through the ringer and some shit. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed that, let me know. Maybe more to come in the future. Like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplacemordates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplacemordates. Facebook, Snapchat, BitChute, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below. My TRT clinic, it's all telemedicine from the comfort of your own home. Gorilla Mind, nootropic formulas, Gorilla Mode pre-workout formulas. I design myself from scratch. Recommended lab tests and diagnostics. Stay on top of your health. And any other companies I'm associated with that help support the channel and the products I use and believe in, you can check them out in the video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.